What's up, y'all? That gets me. I don't know why that gets me. It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the motherfucking cinnamon toast crunch captain, aka the buttermilk bastard, aka the Komaki tiger dropper, aka the undisputed, undefeated, uncontested social distancing champion. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 120. Let me say that again. 120. Well, damn. I don't know what to say. Nothing, I guess, but yeah, man, pretty interesting episode today. Of course, one of the dare I say, not necessarily important, but is pivotal. Pivotal may be too strong as well. One of the probably notable events, at least specifically for PlayStation, the PlayStation Showcase, which we'll talk about in a bit. But first off, let's gotta give a shout out to Sega Dreamcast. It's their I don't want to say it. They're like 20, 21, 22. That just feels weird, man. But, shout out to PlayStation. I mean, Dreamcast. It's kind of funny I said that because that's, I think, technically what killed the Dreamcast, the Sega Dreamcast, was the PlayStation 2. Ultimately, in terms of like sales and whatnot. I'm sorry, Dreamcast. That was not an intentional dunk. That was an accidental dunk. There's a difference. Yeah, man. Dreamcast came out 9/9/99. I'll never forget. Had the damn what do you call it? The my dad got me the damn console, got me the games. I think what came out on release that I played specifically, Zombie Revenge, Dynamite Cop, Soul fucking Calibur. Of course, gotta do it. Soul Calibur. I think there were other ones. I just don't recall, or at least I didn't get those at launch. Oh, Sonic Adventure. Pretty sure I got Sonic Adventure too. Just thinking back, man, it's just, yeah, that console was just ahead of its time. It really was. It really was. It had I think it was the first console to technically have internet, or internet modem, before PlayStation like implemented theirs. It's just so much. There was so much that was going for Dreamcast. Just people didn't gravitate towards it. It's tragic. It really is. It really is. But either way, pour one out for the Sega Dreamcast. 20, yeah, that make him 22. I believe, yeah, 22. Man. That is weird, man. It's like a console is like that old, but hey, just reminders of how old we are, I guess. But either way, with that aside, I mean, the world still sucks. Of course. Man, I heard some really surprising news, like that apparently, in terms of deaths, from, of course, the virus that shall not be named, is I think getting up there to like the unfortunate events of 9/11. It is crazy, man, how that is like that is like still going on right now, and like it's like, what do you even, still blows my mind. But depressing facts aside, yeah, I think we have a pretty interesting episode today. I ain't gonna lie, this is probably gonna be like I might as well put my Sony pony hat on, because this is damn near a Sony news filled episode. But you know what? Hey, there have been times I showed, of course, love, admiration, appreciation for the Xbox as well as the Nintendo Switch. So even the PC into some aspects as well. So I mean, I'm just saying, I don't discriminate. You know what I mean? I don't know why that kind of got second. Well, let me leave it alone. So yeah, without further ado, let's stop the dilly dallying and get right into it. Yeah, so of course, biggest event of the week by far, dare I say month, PlayStation Showcase premiered, or showed itself earlier today. Watched with some friends in Discord, and yeah, man, it's overall, I don't know, at least initially thinking about it, yeah, I think what is kind of detracted me from my overall rating, which I guess we'll probably should save towards after everything's been all said and done. But yeah, it was I don't know. There were some mishaps which I'll get into as we further talk about it. But nonetheless, yeah, let's just get into it at this point. I'm not gonna go in chronological order with everything that was announced. I will probably hop back and forth in terms of the everything that was announced specifically. At least starting off, first and foremost, was Forspoken. So this was the I don't think it had a name yet, or did it? It might have had a name, but basically it was this new IP from Square Enix that I think they showed at the PS5 event. The PS5, like, I think reveal event, I want to say. Or maybe there was another one, I don't recall. But either way, it was this game Forspoken. It looked like a mix between, at least from personal experience, like Devil May Cry, and I hate to even put it in that box, but Devil May Cry meets what's a good, like, I guess specifically like the platformy like elements remind me a lot of Devil May Cry. That's specifically what's giving me Devil May Cry vibes. But I mean, in terms of its flair and flashiness, in terms of like the artistic design as well, does also give me those similar vibes as well. But it was super weird. It started off as what looked like, seemed like Life is Strange, the next whatever the next sequel was for that game, but then it wasn't, and then it actually came to be like Forspoken, which is crazy. But it looks pretty dope. It looks pretty dope. Let me skim through some of the video real quick just to get a refresh. Yeah, she got like the purple hair. She got like modern day clothes. I think that was the biggest one. She had modern day clothes, which at least, yeah, that was probably the biggest, I don't know, red herring to make you think it was a Life is Strange. At least the artistic design looked very similar to that. But yeah, and then it was this portal, and then she goes in this portal, and then it's now a mythical world. Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of similar to what is it? Chaos no, that's I think the DLC to Final Fantasy 14. I'm gonna just say Chaos. You know what I mean? Chaos. Final Fantasy Chaos. That's what it should be called at this point. That's what it's commonly just associated with. But yeah, now it's like if you get like some Harry Potter type vibes, as someone who's not like fully into the mythical aspect of a lot of games, if anything. But yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah, like she seems to have gotten some portal into medieval times, kind of now. So it's interesting. It looks cool. So, Forspoken. Did I say it right? Forspoken. I want to do it. Forspoken. Yeah. So that was the only Square Enix I don't know, morsels we got during this PlayStation event. So kind of makes sense if anything. But not to take away from this game in terms of Square Enix's showings. I think it's exclusive or maybe timed. Might be timed. Either way. Then they showed Project Eve, which I guess this was a project that was in the works since 2019. I believe this is the first time they showed this. Yeah, they announced it in 2019. Yeah, I think they finally revealed it. This is by Shift Up, which I believe is a new company. I think is a part of the what seems to be the influx of like these new Chinese companies that are like, you know, bringing in that dope ass the Monkey King game with the man. It was, and there was like a Final Fantasy type game with like a mix of a Final Fantasy type game with a mix of Devil May Cry as well. And yeah, whatever the initiative is, I'm here for it. I was getting a lot of near vibes, but it apparently wasn't. Just the artistic style and frame rate, and I don't know, the robotic feel, at least specifically near Automata, was giving me a lot of near vibes, and that's at least what a lot of other folks have been saying too. So I at least don't feel wrong in terms of, I don't like putting games in boxes, but it's like if you're trying to describe a game to somebody, it's like the most accurate way to describe it is to say, hey, have you played this game before? Yeah, it's probably like that. So looked pretty dope. Looked a lot of melee combat. You got the flashy dodges. I saw some I don't even know what you call it. I guess it's a generalized term, but I like to call it a stylized dodge, where you get a hit, you dodge, and it's just like a shadow of yourself that's right there, and then you're on the other side, more or less. But I'm digging it though. Let me look at a little tidbit just to refresh. Yeah, man, it looks good though. It definitely does. Thought possibly maybe this would be Bayonetta 3, but I was like, wait a minute, I'll kind of be deceitful, Nintendo, in terms of their exclusivity with that game. But yeah, heavy near vibes though. It's hard to deny, which in the best way, So cool. Then we got Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online remastered. Okay? Hey, this is not the game you played in 2014 or 2015, and this is not the game that came out in 2013. This is the game that comes out in 2022. Okay? You may have played something else like Grand Theft Auto 5, but it's not this Grand Theft Auto 5. You hear me? It's not this Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm trying. It's not working. So, I don't know, man. Yeah, at this point, it's just like showing anything Grand Theft Auto that's not Grand Theft Auto 6 is like just a middle finger in the face. I feel at this point that yeah, improved quote unquote improved graphics, which is like enhanced gameplay. I mean, I guess the only thing that I could see them adding to this version, that's coming also on the Series X, of course, as well as the PS5, is probably 60 FPS. It seems like that'll be doable with this generation, considering this game spawned literally 3 generations. That is still surreal to me. But I mean, people keep fucking buying it, so I don't. At the same time, it's like I kind of get it, but at the same time, it's like, please stop, please stop. But you know, Rockstar's like, hey, you gonna keep this game in the charts? I mean, well, we're just gonna keep giving it to you because that's what you want. That's what you want. You gonna get it then. So, man. Jesus, man, I'm kind of scared when GTA 6 comes out at this point, because like, Jesus, like people gonna be like rioting like we won a basketball, like our city won a basketball game or something. People, yeah, I'm a little fearful for if and when will we get GTA 6. But hey, you know, if you haven't for some reason been under a rock for like the past 8 years, I mean, you got GTA 5. If you got a PS5 or Series X, just nothing. It's just the same game. They just porting it. I mean, I'm saying all this, but I mean, I'm not. I mean, I am more than likely gonna what is it at this point? Quadruple dip. I'd be lying to you if I said I'm not gonna be part of the problem. I don't know. It might be dependent on if they give you a free character transfer, because like I put a lot of time into my character on the Xbox version. And at least after the fact, it seems like the majority of the people are on PlayStation. So I kind of ideally would like to hop over to the PlayStation version and then maybe continue my character from there. But we'll see. As long as, especially with the SSD, especially how long GTA like takes to load. And even though they did have that recent development we talked about a while back in terms of them doing a simple code bracket adjustment, and now the game loads much quicker. So that on top of the SSD storage, I could see being a pretty dope benefit. So it's crazy. The game is still like at least in the top 25, which is. Maybe it's hackers. It's just maybe people that are hacking or exploiting the game and they're getting banned and they keep buying it because they want to keep playing it. That's got to be. I don't know. Anyway. Also, pretty big surprise actually. And I don't think anybody really suspected this, or this fortunately wasn't leaked or anything like that. But Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is getting remade for the PlayStation 5 and PC. I've heard a lot of good things about this game, you know, back on the OG 3 Xbox days, and never gave it a shot. But at least now it's probably more good than any. That at least when I don't think we got a release date anyway, but whenever it does come out, I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. I think it's timed. It's a timed exclusive. Yeah, they used the weird, weird marketing terminology. Um, it's a console exclusive on PlayStation 5 at launch. So, if you read between the lines, it's definitely a timed exclusive to the PS5, and eventually come with like old Knights of the Old Republic. I don't know. I'm trying to bullshit some addition. I'm not familiar with the characters in the game, so I'm not gonna attempt to look down. The game may still be part of Legends rather than the current Disney Air canon, but it's unclear. Because I think, yeah, and I recall there's one of like the bullet points of the game, if you will, is that this game was, officially canon in the Star Wars, mythology, back in the day. But, considering at least as somebody who's very, very novice in terms of the Star Wars knowledge and whatnot, of it having like, being retconned to oblivion in a lot of aspects. Uh, excuse me, Han Solo, he shot that stormtrooper. If you got the DVD version, no, I don't think so. Actually, he gets shot by the stormtrooper, so that's technically inaccurate, and then that causes a whole anomaly. And let me stop. So yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely give it a shot. I want to see more. I don't think we technically necessarily saw gameplay. We just saw the teaser trailer, but would like to see kind of improvements. Would be kind of dope to, as somebody who hasn't necessarily played the original one, if there is an option to like do the Halo anniversary collection toggle. I feel like there should be a generalized term for it, but the retro toggle in terms of swapping to the original engine in terms of graphics and stuff, and then you could switch it back to kind of get that cool like kind of photo mode aspect vibe of like, out of curiosity, man, what did this game look like? This whole environment look like, with the older titles, and then, can just do a simple, button press to kind of swap between, engines of the, old versus the new, which I think is always pretty cool, especially for people who haven't, I guess also people who have, of course, but I think it's more beneficial to people who haven't, played the original in its entirety. So cool. Also, Uncharted. I think this this was like the most poorly kept secret known to man. I think like the listing got leaked a while back. At least that it was coming to PC. I'm not sure specifically of the collection aspect of it, but yeah, this game includes Uncharted 1 through 5, including the Lost Legacy DLC. That's, I guess, most closely associated with Uncharted 4, and is coming early 2022 to both PS5 and PC. So I'm curious. I'm very doubtful if they bring the multiplayer back, but I'm very doubtful. I'll probably just want you to you gonna play Uncharted 4 multiplayer, you gonna like it. That's at least what I assume they're just saying internally. Yeah, brand new remastered bundle includes Uncharted 4, Thief's End, including Nathan Drake, blah blah blah. Uncharted Legacy of, that's the main title. Yeah, it looks like, is it only Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy? Wait a minute. Let's fact check that. It might just be that. I was like, that might be too good of a value, but yeah, I guess it's only Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. Well, I stand corrected. Scratch that. That doesn't make it as appealing now, at least personally. It's like Uncharted 4 was good, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'd want to play it again. That's not a game where it's like, oh, it's up-res now. Let me play it again now. It feels the whole collection. Maybe I would feel more compelled to replay the whole thing, even though technically you could get some benefits of playing the Legacy. I think it's called the Legacy Collection of 1 and 3 on PS5 with the backwards compatibility. I would assume. So that's a little disappointing, to be honest. But I mean, as somebody who's already played the 4 and Lost Legacy, but for anybody who hasn't, especially anybody who hasn't or doesn't plan to get a console, this seems like a pretty good get. And then this technically was announced like a day or two before, I guess showing its face on during the PlayStation Showcase, but Alan Wake Remastered. Whew. I am, as a fan, at least initially a fan of Max Payne. Ugh, love it. I did get into Alan Wake back in like 2013, I want to say. I played the original, and it was a Xbox Live Arcade as like side thing, but it was kind of canon, but it wasn't. It was kind of weird. I think it was called American Nightmare. So, and then, just knowing after that, I was like, oh, that's it. Which is kind of disappointing, because it definitely, I think the original did set itself for a sequel, which at least supposedly rumor has it is in the works. And I think this is going to be a litmus test of if this game is going to they're going to push through. I think either way they're probably still going to do it, but just to maybe catch people up to speed who haven't played the original Alan Wake games, of course including the DLC for Control as well. So Alan Wake is back. Yes. I thoroughly enjoy the games back originally. I definitely will want to play them again in remaster form. They revamped the engine, it seems like, so the graphics are definitely noticeably better. I think the cutscenes are also altered in terms of being an engine rather than being like pre-rendered in terms of that. So sign me up. Anything to ultimately, hopefully one day, even though I guess technically it's in Rockstar's court at this point with Max Payne, the Max Payne IP being under them, but we could, personally, I really would, we got the Matrix Resurrections coming back, Bullet Time might be making its renaissance. I'm just saying, Rockstar, I mean, you could get this dude that'd be like, popping painkillers like it's nothing, and, be doing slow-mo dodges. If you just release that, I don't know, maybe just do it, maybe see what happens. Maybe you might fuck around and might actually dethrone GTA 5. That's really ambitious, but hey, one can dream, right? One can dream. Yeah. So all in all, very happy for Remedy to actually be able to bring back Alan Wake after all these years. 11 years. It's crazy. So, whew. Right, what else? Who? Man, I wasn't ready, but Marvel, at least Insomniac, the Flash card came on, and then Marvel, and then it showed this bar scene. I'm like, what is this? My first thought was like, oh, could this be the Punisher? Is the Punisher coming back? I mean, be kind of niche, but I mean, personally, I want it. But then it cuts this dude on the damn bar counter. He just having a drink, minding his business. He might have beaten everybody's ass in there, but he's about to get clapped by this dude that was coming up after getting his ass beat. And then, of course, they close in on his hand. Of course, the iconic claws come out, and I'm like, oh shit, Wolverine. Okay, I'm all for it. Wolverine having his own original game. I think really the only notable Wolverine only game was, I think, the one that came out like during the 360 PS3 era, with the movie X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I've hear is really good. I need to probably play that at some point, but probably especially now that we are gonna get a new one. Considering how respectful Insomniac has been treating a lot of the Marvel games, well, at least Spider-Man so far. Yes, sign me up, please. What are you doing, bub? That's that's all I got. Hey, shut up, bub. That's all I got. Let me stop. Yes, Wolverine. One stipulation though, because clearly without my stipulation, this game will not be made. I'm sorry, everybody, that I inconvenienced, but please make this rated M. I think the movie tie-in one was also rated M as well. And yes, please, we deserve it. We need it. How you gonna have somebody with claws, and he cutting people up, and they like just spouting green, spouting rainbow. What? How does that? No. I want heads being decapitated. I want some gashes. I want like, shoot. I mean, if you could do it, I want some intestines. You do a execution or something. You like poke them in the stomach, right? Then pull it out, and then oh shit, and this will be genuinely Logan's reaction. Oh damn, and okay, not with the he's, what I mean. Oh damn, and then all the damn he just falls, and they're like, yes, that's what I want. That's what I need. That's what I need. So, oh, damn. I mean, hey, I'd like it. I'm not sure everybody else would like it, but I mean, I think that's an essential one. Of course, we know, what was it, Logan, which was famously rated M. I think one of the first. Not necessarily one of the first. I think maybe that went to Blade, but one of the, maybe after Blade, one of the other first rated M. Well, I guess because technically they were with Fox at the time, but I mean still because it was under Marvel. But either way, at least the most notable rated M Marvel film probably since, did Deadpool come out before that? Either way, one of the very few rated M Marvel movies. So let's translate that into the MCU. Or I mean, what is it called? I guess would it be called the MGU? Marvel Game Universe. Doesn't have as much of a ring to it as a MCU, but hey, You know, I hear that's actually a rumor that this Logan game, as well as the Spider-Man game we'll talk about, is also in the same universe, apparently. But we'll see. We'll see if that's actually gonna be an ongoing theme, or even be it to the grand scale and immaculate implementation that was the MCU. I guess that's to be determined. To that's still under review, but whew, yes, Wolverine game, please. Yes, I want that. Hey, I'm gonna say it right now. You do almost any other character. Fuck it, like fucking Hulk. I said Punisher. I mean, we could start off with that. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. You at least get one guaranteed customer. That's probably not not necessarily good, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take the liberty on your own. You know what I mean? I digress. Also, I think it was actually right after they revealed Wolverine. We also got like Spider-Man fucking 2. And of course, pretty much picking up where the Miles Morales game left off. You got Peter Parker Spider-Man as well as Miles Morales Spider-Man. And they cooperating. I saw a co-op attack in there. They both use their webs to tug. What do you do? Yank down this dude. Huh? Like, come on. And then of course, at the end, it was like all this darkness. You hear some voice like, I don't know. I just heard mom like Peter Parker, something like that, and then. It's just darkness. It's a lot of buildup too. I was like, man, can we see what it is already? And then finally, like could have been. Is it Green Goblin? Is it Shocker? I mean, well, I guess some of them already made their appearance. Well, some didn't actually come to their actual villainous counterpart in at least the game universe, anyway. But I digress. And then just is it Doctor Doom? Is it who's probably the worst Spider-Man villain I could think of? At least I recall. I'm thinking of a dude with his chair on his head, but I'm thinking of something else more than likely. Was it fucking was it Ticket Man? I feel like I'm shooting in the dark. As somebody who doesn't read comics or hasn't read comics like that, at least is just familiar with the animated universes and the cinematic universes. I feel like there's so at some point probably just like a one-off. We probably not gonna do this. A Ticket Man. Oh, I'm gonna give you a parking ticket. Peter Parker, you double parking Peter Parker. I don't know, but I don't know why I went down that road. But either way, to go back, of course, fucking Venom, and I guess he's voiced by motherfucking Candyman himself, original Candyman, not I have a hard time pronouncing his name. Yaha, I believe. Fucking original Candyman. Say his name. I'm not gonna do it. Say his name. Was it 5? 3 or damn it. Well, let me look this up real quick. Venom voice actor. I haven't fully watched. I don't remember watching Candyman, but I know I remember tidbits. I know he had like some bees out his mouth, and if that's relevant to you, I don't know. Spider-Man 2 Venom voice actor. Tony Todd, who's the original Candyman. It will be voicing Venom. I'm gonna try it. We are Venom. Ooh, that kind of scared me. I'm not even gonna lie. I like it because, at least from what we stuff, the like what 3 to 5 seconds I saw in the trailer, it was like, yeah, you definitely got a more creepy, horrific, menacing vibe from this Venom in particular, at least going off the 3 to 5 seconds. Obviously that's not the one end all be all, like, oh man, he's gonna be terrifying, but I mean, you got fucking Candyman voicing the damn Venom. I mean, gonna be great. They didn't confirm if it's gonna be co-op. That's probably the biggest question, but they used the specific where let me try. Let me find my what do you call it? We're so thrilled to continue the journey of both Peter Parker and Miles Morales in their most epic single player adventure yet, coming exclusively to PlayStation 5 consoles in 2023. That's a little bit of a bummer if it's not going to be co-op. It would be cool if it obviously kind of presents itself to be co-op, maybe for some story reason. I could possibly see why not, but I mean, okay, I guess potential speculation spoilers if maybe I for some reason call this game's plot, but if you're that, I don't know. Personally, I don't know. If we're speculating, I think anything is off the map, and then it's the surprise if it actually happens, in my opinion. But either way, a fair warning nonetheless. I feel like they could potentially pull a Hideo Kojima move, a la Metal Gear Solid 2, where you play as maybe a cool segment where you maybe interchange between both Miles Morales and Peter Parker, and then probably at some point, maybe even early on in the game, they somehow Peter Parker gets killed or something, and then now you're actually fully, the rest of the game is Miles Morales. That would be kind of, I mean, I of course wouldn't want Peter Parker to die, but I mean, that'd be pretty dope though. Boy, man, it would definitely rile up some particular demographic. Not going to name any names. It would rile up some people that don't generally favor certain races. If you catch my drift. But hey, if I spoiled quote unquote spoiled it in advance without knowing the story or plot, or just speculated, sure. But hey, fair warning nonetheless. Maybe they might have maybe some optional co-op. Maybe after the game drops, they might maybe release co-op, because it's like you got 2 Spider-Men. Is that the plural, Spider-Men? 2. If it's 2, you don't need to say 2 Spider-Men. 2 Spider-Mans. 2 Spider-Men. 2 Spider-Men. Spider-Man. I don't know why it feels so foreign to me, but either way, you get the gist. Spider-Man 2. That's crazy. Didn't think we'd see this, especially after Wolverine. I thought oh, okay, we're not gonna, but man, we definitely got a trailer, pretty satisfying teaser, man. Not even a teaser, a trailer, really. It's not doesn't even warrant being categorized as a teaser. So yes. Sorry. I'm having an orgasm as I'm talking about it. We are Venom. That'd be cool. It might actually be like some aspect. Oh, I could see it already. So there might be some aspect where maybe, you know, Peter Parker gets infected with the venom, or, you know, the venom gets to him, and then, you know, you as Miles has to, you know, the ultimate test. You gotta get rid of me. You gotta get rid of me, Miles. You gotta get rid of this, man. And then, you know, accidentally kills him in the process, pulls a whole oh man. Spoilers for, I guess, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Pull a what you would call it, not Mary Jane. Fuck, what is her name? Gwen Stacy. I think Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy. let me web you before you fall to death, but I'm too late. Broke your back. Ooh. My bad, Peter. Fuck. He has to say that in the actual he has to say that in the actual like made up, more than likely will never happen scene in my head. But ooh, fuck, sorry. Sorry, Peter. Damn, fuck. I hate it, but I like it. Moving on. Of course, to put the cherry on the cupcake, put the whipped cream on the frosting. Well, I mean, that's kind of redundant, but I mean, I ain't gonna say no. It's redundant, but I'm not gonna reject it. Put some whipped cream on some frosting. I mean, hey, that's some insurance, you know. Let me stop. Fucking putting some cool. Put the damn. Let me stop. I'm trying to find it. So God of War, Ragnarok. So we finally, they officially confirmed the subtitle. At least that was been rumored for the longest. I think it accidentally was. I think what gave that subtitle traction too was that it was actually in PlayStation's, like, I think, earnings PDF that they released, I think regarding specifically the PlayStation 5, where they actually had God of War Ragnarok in like the title card or something like that. I'm pretty sure we covered it. But yeah, so it's like that gave it traction, and then at least now that seems to be verified that yes, God of War Ragnarok. I want to do it. God of War Ragnarok. You gotta put some grisliness into the. You gotta make it grisly in the subtitle. You got to. It's necessary. Yeah. So pretty much takes place. I think they said it's about a couple of years, or maybe even more. I forgot specifically. It's definitely more than 2, because I mean, first and foremost, boy, I'm gonna just say boy is not a boy necessarily anymore. Boy is going through some puberty. Boy is going through some puberty. So you have that aspect. You also got motherfucking Thor, and at least as somebody who's not, maybe it's funny, my knowledge of mythology generally comes from video games. So, but yeah, I'm liking this take on Thor, as opposed to, you know, various other iterations of Thor. Yeah, so it seems like Thor and Freya from the 2018 game is gonna be the main antagonists of this game, which I'm definitely down for. Yeah, man. Oh, let me look at the trailer real quick while I'm at it, because I want to refresh. it was so good. The graphics look good, of course. Kratos got his got the Norse what is it, boar, got the boar, I don't even know what you call it, the boar the coat suit. Got the his shoulders are warm. That's what I'm ultimately trying to say. His shoulders are warm. That's all you need to know. It's the most important detail. And then of course, they continue the relationship between boy and Kratos. And of course, I mean, what is pretty dope is you got the Huskies, because you in the up north with what it seems like a very wintry area locale, and you got the Huskies, and you husky it. What is it, bobsledding? But I think it's different with dogs that are pulling the sled. Either way, you got all that, man. The environment looks beautiful. At least some of the details, they say you can actually go to all the 9 realms now. So I'm guessing you eventually come back to a lot of the locales from the first game, but I'm pretty sure I'll assume they're maybe drastically different in multiple ways. And then of course probably the locked areas are probably the new locales. Yeah, it's you're gonna be spoiled if you didn't play the 2018 one for sure. But hey, you had 4 years. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess that should go without saying, but if you want to avoid spoilers, I would definitely avoid watching this trailer, because you about to get spoiled. Not explicitly, but you could put 2 and 2 together. The combat looking good. The axe is back. Give it to me now. Give it to me. Oh, he punching a damn centaur, a minotaur. Man, please. Oh, he can use, I didn't even pick that up. He can use his blades of chaos as well as the axe. And you also, I think the biggest revelatory moment of this is that you actually see the who's the god? Atreus? Atlas? I want to say Atlas, but I'm pretty wrong. I'm probably wrong. Pretty wrong. I'm probably wrong. What was it? Damn it. Not Baldir. Do they have it? Is it not Aesir? I don't think it's Aesir. But basically the god, technically the one of the, or would it technically be no, I don't think it'd be the god of war for Norse mythology. But basically the top of the top god of Norse mythology, it seems to be. So, and I guess one notable thing is that apparently this is going to conclude the, I guess, quote unquote Norse mythology aspect, or they use the terminology that highly suggests that this is going to end the Norse aspect of this game. So it seems like it's more than likely going to be a trilogy, but if what's going to happen next, I guess we'll more than likely get the obvious answer when this comes out. We didn't get a release date, I don't think. It seems like this is definitely set to pop out the oven come 2022. It seems like that's it feels like a fall 2022 release, if I would guess, but only time will tell. But yes, give it to me. I will like it. I would like to play. Do you want to play a game? Yes. Would you like to play? Yes, please. Thank you very much. Was there anything else I missed specifically? I mean, I think that's pretty much a good gist without trying to spoil the trailer too much, even though, again. But yeah, that pretty much concluded the what was it called? PlayStation Showcase. There's probably some other games I skipped, but that was, I guess to get back to like kind of, I guess, if I could grade this conference, it seemed to be a lot of repetition of stuff we've seen from E3 / Summer Games Fest this past year. So that's my biggest issue, because like we literally saw like a whole Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that they went into like excruciating, unnecessary detail at the Ubisoft. I think it was the Ubisoft or was it the Square? I think it was Square Enix, the Square Enix Direct video, whatever you call it. They showed a different trailer, but still it's like, okay, we get it. I mean, I guess you really want to show this, but all right. Yeah, there was just a lot of that. They're like, oh, okay, we already saw this. All right, okay. That's probably my only issue with this showing, is that they just showed a lot of stuff that we already knew about, especially considering the time gap between this showing and E3 Game Fest. If maybe they were closer together, I probably maybe wouldn't be as stringent in terms of like, I guess, grading it, but that was a somewhat of a detriment for me personally. But I mean, I get the pacing, you have to kind of put in some of that here and there, but it felt like it could have been knocked back a bit, personally, as somebody who I don't know. Well, I mean, of course, if you haven't watched any of the other E3 stuff, E3 Game Fest stuff, then I mean, wouldn't be as big of a issue. But at least personally, that knocked it down a bit. But there was some games that we did see, so I was surprised for, of course. So all that in mind, I would give it a solid B. Solid B. We got God of War. That was probably the big one. I was like, if you don't got God of War, and then of course the delightful, very welcome surprises of Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake, even though technically that was kind of ruined before Old Republic, which that was surprising as somebody who hasn't played that. So I mean, it was definitely a lot to like and appreciate for this show. So kind of sad we didn't see Last of Us Part 2, either the factions multiplayer or like I think it's inevitable at this point, a director's cut, but maybe it'll be some other event, or come out on its own, or be saved for something else. Part of me wanted Resident Evil to at least Capcom to make some appearance, but it did seem like a lot of this was very much PlayStation focused in terms of the PlayStation's exclusive studios and stuff. But then again, I keep forgetting that we do have a Tokyo Game Show coming up too, like a week or two from now. So I mean, I assume a lot of stuff that we would like to have seen may potentially show up there instead, at least specifically like Square Enix's stuff, like outside of Forspoken. But I keep going back and forth, but of course I want to see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, but a part of me thinks we're gonna see Final Fantasy 16 before Final Fantasy 7 Part 2. But I mean, you never know. Resident Evil didn't see anything. Resident Evil or Capcom related, like I said, but would have loved to see that. I mean, I think I think as always, I put my expectations a little too high as usual. But you know what? Hey, if you ain't dreaming, you ain't scheming. That's what they say. I don't know who I got that from. Yeah, overall satisfied. Again, my expectations were unrealistically high, so I'm trying to factor that into the equation. But yeah, all in all, Sony did it. Sony did it. Everybody can stop now. That's how it works, right? Sony did it, so everybody has to stop. That's clearly how it works. Keeping the Sony train going. Chee. Regarding Horizon Forbidden West, I think we talked about it last episode, but at least an update regarding that scenario, specifically regarding, maybe we did, either way, to explain the story for Horizon Forbidden West. It of course, keeping the tradition of overly complicate I can't even say it because it is overly complicating just consumer purchasing, really, of content, of whatever you want to play. Sony just won't stop. So basically, Horizon Forbidden West, in terms of people who, specifically for people who want to, obviously with the crazy times we're in with the PlayStation 5's scarcity and bots and all that crap, where, it's not guaranteed that people are going to get a PS5. So one would think that, especially if Horizon Forbidden West is coming out on PS4 and PS5, that there would be a simple upgrade path where, like, hey, get a Horizon for PS4, and when I do eventually get a PS5, simply upgrade or whatever, $10 for free, of which it should technically be. But at least to start the trend, Horizon, I'm not necessarily their, I'm pretty certain it probably isn't their fault directly, but at least associated parties with them, making it way difficult. That basically you have to get the Horizon Forbidden West launch or collector's edition to actually get the and then they using weird terminology on top of that, but basically you would have to get either the upgraded edition, which I think is like $80 over the like standard like regular edition price, and if you get that, you get the the new terminology they starting to use. I gotta do it. Dual entitlement. You have to do it. You got to give it justice. So yeah, with the dual entitlement, basically you essentially get both the PS4 version and PS5 digital versions of the game. But they made it weirdly arbitrary compared to the previous games that also offered that upgrade path from PS4 to PS5. So yeah, like you either had to get like the 220 plus digital or collector's editions to even get that. From what I gathered, that and then even on top of that, which is I even have an issue with, is like, if you're gonna get, I think the first rule of anything when it comes to anything collector's edition related or whatever, if you're gonna get a collector's edition, it should be physical. That should be the, I don't know, that should be in some, like, I don't know, hierarchy or rules or whatever. But of course it's not it's digital only, but I mean, but you get the dual entitlement of both digital PS4 and PS5 versions. So either way, because that clearly was dumb, they did back down on it. And of course it never fails. It's like, guys, we've heard you. We have went back on our deal. I forgot what they said specifically. Oh yeah, they use some very snarky PR talk to try to mask the bullshit. But either way, it was like, guys, Thursday was to be a celebration of Horizon Forbidden West. Like you're guilting people for, okay. Anyway, yeah, Thursday was to be a celebration for Horizon Forbidden West. And the amazing team at Guerrilla working to deliver it on February 18th, 2022. However, it's abundantly clear that the offerings we confirmed in our pre-order kickoff missed the mark. Last year, we made a commitment to deliver free upgrades for our cross-gen launch titles, which included Horizon Forbidden West. While the pandemic's profound impact pushed for Forbidden West out of the launch window we initially envisioned, we will stand by our offer. Players who purchase Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation 4 will be able to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version for free. Guys, we've heard just starting off on that remark, it's like the fact that they considered to be a celebration of Horizon Forbidden West to make us feel guilty about our entitlement, not their terminology, dual entitlement, but that like we're the shitty people for wanting wanting what we deserve in terms of this whole process, and especially considering that you can't just up and get a PlayStation 5 to begin with. So with that being said, and consider they also said that like well, nobody can have it, that basically going forward, PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 upgrades will no longer be a thing or something like that, specifically. So they're like, if you guys won't shut up, we'll make you shut up. Yeah, okay, so this is what they said specifically. So I also want to confirm today that moving forward, this felt sternness in that, PlayStation first-party exclusive cross-gen titles newly releasing on PS4 and PS5, both digital and physical, will offer a $10 USD digital upgrade option from PS4 to PS5. This will apply to the next God of War and Gran Turismo 7. And any other exclusive cross-gen PS4 and PS5 title published by SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment. So it seems kind of like a, I don't know, cover your ass and we can't have shit kind of thing, or vibe at least. But either way, that's it's a little weird, little snarky commentary, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Also, keeping in relation with PlayStation news, maybe I only care, but you know what? It deserves attention. It really does. That is, Deep Down. You know it. You know the game. Deep Down, the game from 2014 that they showed the trailer for and disappeared into obsolescence. That game, Deep Down. Well, So basically, this is from an interview from Jason Schreier with Sean Layden, who's the former uh, CEO of PlayStation, um, or their division specifically. But in regards to basically straight up asking him what happened to Deep Down, and he said he has no idea. So, I mean, for the maybe just me that was very, vetting for Deep Down. Well, it is not looking bright. It's just the thing where it hasn't been canceled, but it's still in that weird purgatory of maybe it could be a thing one day or like 20 years from now, but or maybe it probably might. To be honest, it more than likely could potentially be like Dragon's Dogma, but like kind of revamped, or maybe a sub spin-off of Dragon's Dogma or something like Dragon's Dogma Deep Down, something like, I don't know. So I'm sorry, it just I needed that closure. That, I mean, it's not even closed, to be honest. It's still open. It's still open. But you know what? I'm gonna keep this heart open. I'm gonna keep this heart open for you, Deep Down. It was a really cool game, and especially, yeah, at least it coming PlayStation 5, it would be pretty cool. But I don't know. Seems like we won't be hearing anything about that anytime soon. So, and then also in I guess rare. Well, it's technically gamer related, in my opinion, but earlier today as well, we got the Matrix Revolutions or Resurrections. I want Resurrections. Oh my god, I can't even do it. The Matrix. Fuck. That's it. The Matrix. Fuck. There you go. I don't know what that looks like, but the Matrix Resurrections. So basically, this is the fourth Matrix movie. Basically, it's a lot of questions. It definitely the trailer leaves a lot of breadcrumbs in terms of like speculations and conspiracy theories, especially on top of like this whole movie being about like a very philosophical undertones, really essentially a pretty big like underlying angle of the plot, in at least pretty much the whole trilogy as far as we knew. But now it's just a lot of I mean, you got Keanu Reeves. I mean, if we be honest, I think it's a pretty common consensus that John Wick as John Wick as Neo. John Wick is Neo. So what that means is technically John Wick is canon. They won't say it, but clearly it is. But no. And then you got the new Candyman dude, Yaha. I keep forgetting he played I don't want to spoil it because it's you should watch it, but that one Black Mirror episode, it is really good. It is it is fucking crazy, but in a very weird, in a good way, I guess. Weird, if that makes sense. I don't know, but either way, so Yaha I think is Morpheus, but of course it seems like the Matrix has the best excuse for like recasting characters. What did they recasted Tank? I think they recasted somebody else, I can't remember. So at least now they probably could I wouldn't be surprised if they did recast Morpheus as Yaha. Of course, I personally would prefer Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne. But I mean, I'm still watch it. I'm being semi-critical, but I mean, I'm still watch it. Don't even don't get it twisted. The Matrix, the original Matrix, was definitely still one of my favorite movies of all time. So, for me to not even give it a chance, that's just, what am I even doing? What am I in the Matrix? So yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. I'm very curious of what they're gonna do, how this movie is gonna pan out. I've heard like rumors that or speculations either or of that this potentially could be kind of a satire of remakes in of themselves in some way, which I think if any media could do it, I think it definitely could be the Matrix. That probably makes the most sense in a lot of ways in terms of depending on how they angle it, I guess. So yeah, we'll see, but I'm excited. Christmas is gonna be great. Christmas is gonna be great. I'm gonna be in the Matrix. I'm already in the Matrix, but then I get a reminder I'm in the Matrix, but then I'm like, oh, but I'm in the Matrix. I don't know. You know, no, you don't. Yeah. With all that being said, that concludes the news for this week. Moving on to what I've been playing. Specifically, that has been No More Heroes 3. Actually, I've been playing. I finished up a lot of stuff to fully 100. Well, I guess quote unquote 100% it, but it was a lot of side missions I skipped playing the main story that I at least overlooked, and just want to get everything out of the story and fully play that game to completion, at least what I felt like. Yeah, I did. It was a lot of cool, fun stuff, fun decisions in terms of enemies and placements and layouts. It is pretty cool. It does actually add a lot of content that at least I overlooked previously to the game. And of course, with the fun combat of No More Heroes 3, it definitely made it all the more fun. If I could be frank. I think I missed some of these random missions, but I was like, it's not that big of a deal. You didn't get anything for doing everything, so it's like, I'm not. If I don't get anything worthwhile, why am I gonna do it? So, and it also cleared up some of the remaining side jobs, volunteer missions as well. So that was also missing. And it's weird, the game doesn't tell you if there's more new missions available. So at least in my head, I thought those missions were all done, and I maxed out everything, but I think they locked them until you got to a certain point in the game, and then after that, then they unlocked more options for you or something like that. So it's good. It's good. If you like slash 'em up, beat 'em ups, I'm gonna keep recommending it. No More Heroes 3. Yes. What else? Also, played Splitgate. Of course, that I come to that game every now and then, and every time I just thoroughly enjoy it. And that's what I did with Splitgate. I had like a good session, maybe like four or five matches, and man, it's just I still have that underlying speculation that I am not, what's the word? I don't even know. I'm like, that are those really bots? I don't know. Just something feels weird. Still, I still have not like further, did research on it and whatnot, but I still speculate that, I don't know, just something doesn't feel right. I know I'm a good player when it comes to shooters, but I don't know. I feel like they could be trying harder. I don't know. It feels like especially for mouse mouse and keyboard players specifically. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just a lot of players of not then I'm playing casual, so I don't know, like the pool is maybe different and that like there isn't any light matchmaking to an extent where like, you know, or skill based matchmaking where they like at least cut you off from people that are like obviously novice and like this is their first time playing the game, let alone maybe like playing a first person shooter or whatever. So then after that, of course, probably the game I've been playing the most over this past Labor Day weekend. Hope everybody did have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I forgot about that, but Persona 5 Royale, man. I know I'm late. I'm late to the party, but hey, I'm here though, and I'm here to stay because man, Persona 5 Royale is a fantastic game so far. I'm like 35 hours in, technically 40. I guess we'll get into that too. But basically the general plot is that you're this supposed like delinquent that you know is further to be discovered in the story that got in trouble with the police in terms of like getting into an issue with somebody else in the story, and that's basically how you get in trouble. And it's a lot of unexplained stuff that I'm still trying to find out as of yet, but I have not, or yet to find out. Either way, so with all that in mind, you know, you basically pretty much start again in terms of like being a high school kid. I believe high school, pretty sure high school. And I forgot that like Japanese schools structure is kind of different, but it seems fairly close to high school, or at least in the United States. But either way, you're what I assume is high school. I don't think they ever necessarily explicitly state your age in the I think they keep it weirdly, maybe intentionally ambiguous, but either way, you're essentially set in a high school. I'd say that's generally the main, I guess, hub in terms of like, I don't know, where a lot of the, I dare say, tea happens and whatnot. But overall, it's essentially, it's just a lot. It's a lot to be honest. The story is a lot and everything, but I don't know where I can. It's kind of I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you're in high school, but you know you're interacting with like a lot of the characters who eventually become a part of your team, of course. And then it revolves around this whole plot of your persona, which is basically, I'm assuming it's a more deeper meaning for other things. But I mean, I think you can technically read between the lines specifically for that as well. But basically, you get these powers to go to this alternate universe that kind of seems like, I guess the best way to kind of compare this to like the I guess really the upside down world to some extent, where it's just the alternate universe where it's not reality, but that some things manifest from this world to reality. It's a deep story. It's really deep. It's a lot of lines of text. It's a meaty RPG, JRPG. I think if you're like what is it? Critical path in it. If your critical path in it is like 90 hours, but I mean, hey, you know what? I mean, they say it in the game too. Take your time. Take your time, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll be like 60 by the time the game's over. But no, I'm really enjoying it. The gameplay is really good. It's a lot of social sim elements to it where you're like incentivized to improve and build your relationships with various people in the game. And when you do that, you do get a lot of buffs and perks in various aspects of the game, in the combat, as well as like the real world, that also benefits you as well. So I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of very like unexpected stuff that they're touching on, like suicide, statutory rape, yeah, that's pretty much, at least so far. That's so far. That's what, 30, 40 hours in. So yeah, let me talk about the damn scenario I ran into though. At least specifically in regards to doing a specific dungeon. So basically how the loop, I guess, of the game works is that you pretty much live day to day in terms of organized schedules. So like each day goes by and you have a dedicated HUD that shows like what day and month it is. And kind of like Pokemon, the newer Pokemon games, that determines like seasonal things that happen and a lot of other various underlying conditions and stuff like that. But at least the general loop of the game is that it's basically a day-to-day schedule, and there's some like moments in the game where you have to meet a specific deadline, and if you don't meet that deadline, it's game over. So, and if it's game over, you're kind of, it depends on your situation, but they'll let you rewind the game a week after you get a game over. But in a lot of instances, that's a huge ass setback. So you never want to miss a deadline when it comes to that. So with that in mind, basically, at least not, this is my first time playing a Persona game. So basically it was a deadline to basically infiltrate the palace. I think it's the general layout for a lot of the enemies or plot points. I don't want to necessarily spoil much, but there's you basically have to infiltrate a palace, and you have to secure an escape route. When you secure an escape route, you can then return back to your real world to then give like a character a card to solidify this like abstracted prize, more or less, and then steal it, treasure and steal it, basically. And basically that whole like timeline takes roughly 3 days, really. But the game doesn't necessarily tell you that. They just give you a countdown. They do warn you that if you miss the deadline, that it'll be game over, and you do get a countdown on the opposite side of the screen telling you you have so many days until this happens, and technically be game over. So at least first off, me having somewhat of a loose like knowledge of that, I'm like, okay, I could just do whatever and basically procrastinate until like the final day, and I'd be good. And I thought also that came into play in terms of specifically with a game where you can, I don't know how to describe it, where you can what am I trying to say, I guess, where you will be penalized for doing this palace early. So at least in my head, that was my mindset. Like, I guess you might get penalized and miss out on some aspects of the game if you do this early. At least not knowing how that workflow of a loop of the game works. But basically that bit me in the ass real hard because at least over the Labor Day weekend, I had like, was it 3 days left, I think? Probably less than that, probably like 2 days left, I want to say. And I was like, okay, all right, I did everything I needed to. Mind you, a lot of the other stuff is really good too. But either way, I was like, okay, let me finally do this palace, because I felt like I need to get prepared and ready to, not be set up for failure, more or less. And essentially did that. And basically, because how the palaces are structured, there's like a lot of levels to it, and generally it kind of makes it set up like you should probably take breaks at certain points in the palace where you can go back to the real world and, you know, recover your HP, SP, magic and health and get back into the game. But I didn't have the luxury of doing that, because when you do leave the what do they call it? They called it the Metroverse or Metroverse, something like that. Where if you leave the Metroverse, you skip a day or you lose a day, essentially, if you didn't complete the objective. So technically, I was basically set up where I had to go through the whole palace in like one fell swoop, do or die, basically. So with that in mind, not knowing that basically at the minimum, you essentially need 3 days to get past whatever element of the game. So I didn't know that. So then I played like a good 5 or so hours doing this palace. And then come to find out, I realized after the fact that like basically I put myself in a position where I don't have enough time to actually beat or meet the requirements or beat the deadline that the game sets. So basically literally wasted five hours of my life playing this game that I'll never get back, because I'm in a predetermined game over loop that I had to basically rectify by reverting to a previous save I had that had enough time for me to actually beat the deadline that the game had set. So man, that was like one of my most heated moments, where I was I was kind of partially blaming the game to some extent, because I felt like I wouldn't have been as mad if they told you to reset and you still could keep all your XP money, weapons, and stuff like that. But the fact that you can't, and they just literally just revert you back, I think they kind of more or less, well, maybe they don't. I thought they reverted you to a save that was closest to that, but I don't think they did. They just literally revert you back a week. But yeah, the biggest crushing moment is that the fact that they literally, any progress you made, like getting to certain points where like they're essentially checkpoints where, you know, in the event like this happened, where if they reverted me to a week before and I got back to where I was, I could just literally just go all the way back to the end and, you know, skip a lot of time, which again, I would have took as well. But for someone's like, no, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Yeah, we can't do that for you. Sorry. So I was heartbroken at that moment. I definitely wanted to drop the game altogether, but I was like, you know what? I already invested all this time. I might as well just go through it with it. So, and I'm glad I did. At least it was a mistake of me not really understanding the mechanics and the significance and consequences of not meeting that deadline, even though I feel like they could have been more clear about the deadline in terms of like, technically you don't have 1 day, you need like at minimum 3 days. Like, in the game kind of subtly hints that at you with like constantly like the characters in the game reminding you, hey, you want to do this palace and finish it, we only have so many days to complete it. But to be honest, I was just like, hey man, let me just I'm just trying to read my books and get some knowledge points and stuff like that. And that's another aspect too, where they definitely like emphasize a lot on, like, there's various aspects for you to improve, like charm, kindness, guts, proficiency, and stuff like that, where there's various aspects and activities in the game you can do to actually improve that. And yeah, it just I don't know how to describe it. It's just it's fun. It's mundane as hell if I explain it to anybody else, but it's like when you're doing it just by yourself, it is like the most like oddly addicting thing I've ever encountered. Outside of maybe the closest thing is probably maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's just like, how can this this is so mundane if like I'm like like hypothetically streaming this on Twitch, but it's like fun as hell to me, you know what I mean? So yeah. The more I'm thinking about it, it's really hitting home. But yeah, it's a you when you starting out, you feel very much strapped for time in terms of the game, because first off, you have to go to school, and you pretty much the only available time you generally have is evenings or after school to night or whatever. And if you do specific events in the game, it automatically will progress the time to night most often. But then the game progresses where, you know, you get more flexibility and more time to do stuff that you want in terms of improving yourself, I guess, ultimately, which is, the more I'm thinking about it, it's kind of cool. But it just it's good. It's good odds. It's hard to really translate to sell people on, but I mean, hey, if you have played JRPGs, RPGs in general, Persona 5, man, well, Royale specifically, if you have the choice of playing Persona 5 is the vanilla game. Persona 5 Royale is the what I guess Persona Royale Plus, or Persona 5 Plus, I guess, think of it as that, where they added a fair amount of content, new aspects to the game, and like did a lot of like, I guess, patches and adjustments to various aspects of the game. At least from what I've researched, a lot of people say it's totally different from the vanilla version of Persona 5. So yeah, man, I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. It's just it's some very, very crazy shit that's popping off in that game that at least I wasn't expecting. And also to be engulfed in a game where, you know, I feel like it's very reminiscent of animes that I guess that's kind of an anime trope where all animes like revolve around high school to some extent. Obviously, of course, there's, you know, outliers and stuff like that, but you know, it is one anime trope that is like, why is everything happening at high school or school, whatever? So, yeah, man, it's hard to describe, but I'm really enjoying it. It's scratching an itch I didn't know I had. That's probably, it's probably the best way to describe it. Scratching an itch I did not know I had. That I've like, it's been a while since I played a straight up RPG, specifically turn based. Like, I guess technically closest would be Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I even have difficulty like categorizing that because that's more action based now and not as even though you optionally can do it, but you know what I mean. So really good, really enjoying Persona 5 right now. I'm probably just gonna play this until Judgment comes out later this month. And damn, fucking Death Stranding, I think they both come out the same damn day. But I think literally this is probably what I'll be playing until Lost Judgment comes out for sure. So give me a little anime golden month as compared to Golden Week, Golden Month. But if you have not played a Persona game, I think Persona 5 is definitely a very, very great entry point. I definitely recommend it. So, okay, enough gushing about Persona 5 because I could keep gushing. You could call me Gushers because of all this gushing I've been doing. But going into what I've been watching, Marvel's What If. It's pretty, man, this episode is literally, personally, one of the best episodes I've of the series so far. So much, I really hope they continue this episode, or this what is it, variant, I guess, world variant or whatever, because it's great. So basically, the plot of this episode is, what if zombies infected the Marvel MCU, basically. So basically, it's set up where there's zombies, and like you see fucking Captain America, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange all being zombies. But I guess what's throwing me off is somebody who is generally a fan of zombie movies and the zombie setting in general is the zombies have way more intelligence than any zombie I've seen. Like, I understand the running zombies, like, okay, all right, I get that maybe to some loose extent, but then you get you get a zombie Tony Stark who has his full blown iron suit in his blasters, and he can literally use it with as if he wasn't a zombie, which is kind of weird to me personally. It's like, but I mean, I get it in terms of, like, adding that appeal, and I guess there's explanations of it if you dive deep into the references of previous like zombie Marvel comics and stuff, where that essentially everything is normal except they're just undying hunger for human flesh or whatever. So I was like, okay, sure, fine. But I mean, after that, it's pretty fun. it is literally a Marvel zombie movie. It feels like, you get the typical, this person gets pulled in the dark and is getting munched on, and now he's a zombie, kind of world building type of deal. And yeah. You get people that have been bit. Oh no, he's been bit. All right, guys, you gotta go without me. Just remember, have hope. They do the heroic. I'm gonna sacrifice myself to save everybody else type deal. I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. And then the ending. I don't really want to spoil it because it's so good, but fuck, it's good. It's like, I really would like to see a follow up to this episode. So hopefully, maybe we might see one. Maybe if not this season, maybe the next season. I think they did confirm that another season of this is at least greenlit. So yes, give me. I mean, I guess it'd be a straight up spoiler. I don't really want to spoil it, but it's good. It's good. It's like, I want to see what happens. Why would you do that? But yeah, man. This is the best episode of What If yet, personally. I'm as a fan of zombies and of course Marvel, sign me up. Please give me a full blown series of this episode, please. I guess speaking of, and it was unintentional, but speaking of zombie TV series, Walking Dead, saw this episode. Man, I forgot what this. Yeah, so this episode was about the Reapers infiltrating, and they basically disbanded a lot of the people of our group of the main story. And basically just trials and tribulations of that showing Maggie in terms of her, like, I think she knocked this dude off a 15-story stairwell, and he somehow managed, I'm fine, I'm about to come and get you. You heard the footsteps coming back. I'm like, damn, all right. Father Gabriel is not being so much of a father anymore in terms of being holy and of Christianity. It's like the dude that was got hit and was living by a strand, and Father Gabriel sees the dude. He's like, hey man, hey, you a father of God, man, you wouldn't do that to me. He's like, hey man, the Father doesn't live here anymore. Just stops. That is some 80s movie type shit, and I'm here for it. So what else? Oh yeah, I mean, they killed a horse. They just slashed a horse's throat. So basically, it was a whole plot of food getting more scarce, and them having to resort to eating horses. That they, at least some wild horses they found. So they just had a scene of them. Hey, oh, it's gonna be okay. Just slice the damn horse's throat. I'm like, damn, well, I guess because you gotta eat it and preserve the body parts that you're gonna use. So I guess that does make sense. Kind of messed up though, but yeah, hey, anything, anything to survive. Gotta survive. We gotta survive. Oh yeah. Oh man, that reminds me. Man, okay. I went on a little mini rant on Twitter. Not really, but okay. It's I think it's evident that The Walking Dead, I mean, for those that have, like, I'm assuming pretty much 99% of you have tuned out of Walking Dead, but I'm getting tired of all these big black men getting killed in Walking Dead. I swear. First it was T-Dog. Like, damn it. Man. He went out like a champ though, man. He went out to save us. All right. And then you got Tyrese. Tyrese was probably the long going big black man in The Walking Dead. He went out like, damn. He went out, that shit was emotional too, man. When how he went out too, is like, we gonna save you, Then they got this other dude. He's probably like a C tier like actor in terms of like screen time and stuff. But he had a substantial enough screen presence to I don't know, keep him around or something. I mean, he's a big black man that's strong. He like budged open the damn train car door in the I'm just saying. Either way. So he got like ripped up or whatever, and he like Maggie, you just have this white girl survive. And then she stabs him in the head like, God damn it. Damn it. Another big black man dead. I mean, if you black and you skinny, or if you black and you skinny, I mean, in terms of the Walking Dead equation, it's like 70% chance to live. I mean, even though that's not even guaranteed, but you know what I mean. It's like just give me one big black man that can, like, I mean, at this point it's irrelevant now. That's the final season, but still, I'm like, stop killing these black men zombies out of. I'm sorry. That's just a rant. It was just like, I mean, okay, I guess maybe if they eating a lot, okay. But I mean, these some strong dudes. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did. Yeah, so it was the most petty thing to I'm tired of all these big black men always dying in The Walking Dead. Is it stupid? Let me stop. All in all, pretty good episode though. I did enjoy it. Yeah, man, them Reapers ain't playing. That's at least the new threat in this I guess, what do you even call it, this season. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they fare. So also, at least right after last episode, rushed to the movie theater, being vaccinated and wear my mask, to see Shang Chi. And man, this is definitely, it's probably up there, like, dare I say top, I think it'll probably break top 5. If definitely top 10 Marvel movies for sure. Man, it's a lot to love about this movie. The story, the choreography, of course, immaculate camera work all around, man. Whew, it is really good. It is really good. Don't want to spoil it, but yeah, man, it is really good. It also setting up, of course, in Marvel tradition fashion, setting up elements for other movies and media. It is really good. It is really good. I don't want to spoil it, but as somebody who also is not familiar with Shang Chi, I think at least from some of the research I did after the fact, it is yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's some payoffs from if you watched previous Marvel content. I don't want to say, but because it will be a dead giveaway. But yeah, man, it's I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm glad I watched it. Glad I went to the theater. At I feel like there's got to be a solution somewhere where basically if you're wearing a mask, you get the problem where if you're wearing a mask and you have glasses on at the same time, you get the damn fog in your glasses. So I'm in the theater looking like an idiot, a doofus. I'm just like, I had to do a trick with my glasses where if I angle them far enough, then the hot air won't get in my glasses and then I can actually see. So, hey, life hack for anybody that, is forced to wear glasses. Luckily, I'm nearsighted, so it's not as important for me. Like, normally I just take my glasses off when I'm wearing my mask, but pro tip. It's not ideal, but hey, at least you trying to watch a movie. Shang Chi's kicking somebody in your right lens is it's like his foot is getting, man, did he do a frost kicker? Was that a frosty kick? I don't know. So yeah, so highly recommend Shang-Chi if you have not watched it. Well, if you are able to watch it, depending on where you're at locally and various factors. I think it's coming out later on Disney Plus, like a month after it comes out in theaters, which I think is fair. I thought it was just only coming out in theater specifically, but at least they are giving you alternative where at least 30 days after the box office, it will also drop on Disney Plus. Well, the unfortunate, $30 premium. I think that's a fair balance, and considering, the world just being horrible and going to shit right now. But, so yeah. All that being said, man, that will conclude episode 120 Switches Sites. If you did like the podcast, feel free to like, rate, and subscribe on your respective platforms. You can also catch this being recorded live on Twitch TV/aswitch on Thursday evenings. You can also catch this archived on youtube.com/aswitch as well on Fridays at 8 a.m. EST, 6 a.m. PST, I think. So all in all, till next time, guys, get your game on. Oh yeah. Nobody's safe.